Hi, my name's Uday, I'm from 3Tribes. I'm here in Fora, Soho, to give you some yoga for your lower back. It's really a simple sequence, maybe some postures that you're not used to, that give you a little bit of strength and a little bit of flexibility to balance your lower back, okay? Let's get started. So we just start in a child's pose. To be honest, it's a nice pose to start in, particularly if you've got lower back pain. And it's an accessible pose for some, but not for all, depending on your proportions. If you've got big legs or you've got a tight lower back, it might not be the best pose, not the best pose, but it might not be the easiest pose for you. So if you find it challenging, that's okay. So we're looking for toes together and knees apart just enough so the inside of your thighs touches the outside of your ribs. Not too wide, not too close together, and your forehead on the mat. So with your forehead on the floor, the important thing here is to breathe. The important thing here is to breathe in and out through your nose. You're going to feel your lower back expand as you breathe in. You're going to feel your ribs expand as you breathe in. And as you exhale, we're going to give up stress. We're going to give up tension in the muscles, in the mind, and we're going to relax a little bit more physically and mentally and prepare ourselves for our practice. So from your child's pose, we'll come up onto all fours. We're coming up onto all fours and bringing the knees underneath the hips and the wrists underneath the shoulders. So your shoulders are in a good place. We're going to roll the biceps forward and draw the shoulders down the back away from the ears. And to keep your shoulders and your arms in a good place, spread the fingers. Try to connect to the floor so you're not dumping into your wrists. We're actively pushing away from the mat. So sometimes called bird dog is a very useful spine strengthening exercise. We'll start with the right leg. On your inhale, we'll send the right leg back. And as you exhale, hold. We want to keep the ribs in and the hips level. Don't have to lift the right leg so high that the hips dip. On your next inhale, we'll send the left arm forward. And as you exhale, draw your shoulders down. So we're going to hold this just for 2 more breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. If it's not a challenge, you can always hold it for longer. Last one, inhale. And exhale. As you release your left hand down, release the right knee down. Again, we're going to look for the connection in the front of the body as you push the hands into the mat. As you inhale, we send the left leg back, keeping the hips and the shoulders level. And as you exhale, hold. Again, inhale to reach the right arm forward. Neck is nice and long. As you exhale, we're drawing the shoulders down the back away from the ears. Keep gently pushing the left hand into the floor, stomach in. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Good, left knee down, right hand follows. Tucking the toes under onto the mat. Stomach in, we're lifting the knees up and then pushing the stomach back towards the thighs. We're lifting up into downward facing dog. So moving into downward facing dog in that particular way, so you find that you're lifting from your belly button, and we're going to keep protecting, giving space to the lower back. Let's bend the knees one at a time and walk the knees right and left. As you bend the knees one at a time, just look for the space, look for the stretch where you feel you need it. Let your hips sway from side to side if that feels good for you. So often when you have back issues, it could be that you have tight obliques or tight lats, tight quads, tight hips. It could be from lots of different reasons. So let's look for the space, let's look for the tightness and try to work into where we feel the tightness. Okay. We're moving into this variation of down dog with the knees bent. Lifting the heels up. We're going to bend the knees and send the chest towards the knees. Breathing in and breathing out. This is just really to find the mobility, the space in the upper body and the shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Just looking down towards the mat, suck your stomach in, push your hands into the floor. Last one. Okay, from here, we're bringing the chin to the chest and we're going to roll the spine across the ceiling. We're moving into our high plank. We'll spend a couple of moments in plank. Again, arms are active, breathing in and breathing out. So again, your breathing is going to inform your practice. You might find that you have pain somewhere as you inhale, and as you exhale, If your high plank is too much for you, you can always lower your knees down, but keep the ribs in, keep the stomach in. Take your time as you exhale, chest forward, take your time, shoulders down, stomach in, release your body all the way down to the floor. Extending your legs, squeeze your thighs together and point your toes. As you inhale, we're gonna lift the chest and find our way into Cobra. And as you exhale, hold. So, some back strengthening. If it hurts your lower back, don't lift so high. Always try to engage your thighs, engage in your glutes and pull your belly in. Shoulders away from your ears, squeeze your elbows to your sides, push your elbows back towards your hips. One more inhale breath. As you exhale, lower back down, tuck in the toes, suck your stomach in. Let's push it back into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, breathing in through your nose and breathing out. Good. We're gonna lower the knees down to the floor. If I turn towards you, we're just kneeling down. We're kneeling down for a moment. We're gonna work on lengthening the sides of the body. So again, if you've got back issues, it could be the obliques, it could be the lats. We're gonna stretch the sides of the body. So we take the right leg out to the side. The right heel is in line with the left knee. We'll bring the right hand onto the right leg. As you inhale, we'll sweep the left arm out to the side and up. And as you exhale, we're gonna lean to the right. Keep the space as much as you can in the right side of your waist. So it's not that we're folding over, but we're lengthening the spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're gonna lean a little bit more. If you like, you can look underneath your left arm towards the sky. Last one. As you inhale, we'll come back up and we'll just change sides. So we bring the right knee in and the left leg out. We're looking for the heel of the left foot to be in line with the right knee. And again, we're nice and upright. So lifting away from the floor as you breathe in. As you exhale, we're gonna lean to the left, reaching to the left, keeping the space on the left side of your waist. And we're inhaling. As you exhale, we're gonna lean a little bit more. You might look underneath your right arm towards the ceiling. You're keeping the right leg nice and strong, gently pushing your hips forward. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Okay, let's come back to center, okay? As you release your right hand down, bring your knees to the mat, and we'll just spin back towards the front of the room. Okay, tuck in the toes, stomach in, knees up, hips up. We're moving back into downward facing dog. Breathing in through your nose, and breathing out. Good. So your downward facing dog, you can spend a few breaths here, just inhaling to push through the arms. As you exhale, push your heels into the mat. Downward facing dog is a balancing pose. And I say balancing in terms of it balances your upper body with your lower body. Keep the spine nice and long, keep the stomach in, always supporting the spine by engaging your pelvic floor, pulling your belly in. Nice long breaths in through your nose. And nice long breaths out. Good, we're inhaling into plank. If you need to lower your knees, lower your knees. As you exhale, we're gonna send the chest forward, stomach in, lower the body halfway down. Release the body to the mat, extend the legs, squeeze the thighs, point the toes. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. And we're here in a sphinx pose. So palms flat to the floor, chest moves forward, and your shoulders draw down your back away from your ears. Think about the heels of your feet pointing up towards the ceiling. Backs of your feet stay flat to the floor. As you inhale, chest moves forward. As you exhale, draw your shoulders down. If you are comfortable here, if your back feels good, just lift your elbows off the mat. Keep the shoulders down, your back away from your ears. Breathing in and breathing out. Last one. Good, lower the body down to the floor. Place your hands back underneath your shoulders. Stomach in, let's push it back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, as you inhale, let's lift the right leg up. And as you exhale, we're bringing the knee towards the nose. And then we're placing the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee down, releasing the left foot. As you inhale, we're lifting the arms up. And as you exhale, release the shoulders down. So there's a movement here, or there's a pose here, yoga posture asana called Anjali Asana, Crescent lunge. It's a spine extension. We're moving into spine extension. To keep it safe, think about squeezing your glutes, putting your waist in, and almost vacuuming, like telescoping your waist, lifting it nice and long. Inhaling to lift. As you exhale, you're gonna release your shoulders. You can extend back, but keep your glutes switched on. Tailbone point slightly towards the mat. So keeping your glutes switched on, point your tailbone towards the floor. One more inhale. As you exhale, we're gonna lean, reach back. Let's lift the arms up as you inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Just framing the right foot. We're just moving the hips back towards the wall behind and then forward, right? So often tight hamstrings can be an issue in back pain or just not being balanced in your spine. So we're looking for the length in the backside of the body, but with the stomach touching the thighs, chest touching the knees, so the lower back remains long. We're not looking for space anywhere else except for focusing on keeping the lower back healthy. This time, we're not going to hold the pose, we're not going to hold any flexibility, it's simply mobility to wake up the hips and the lower back. We're tucking the toes under on the left leg, and we're stepping it back into downward facing dog. Let's inhale forward into a high plank, lower the knees. We're going to send the chest forward, stomach in, lower the body down. Shoulders back as you inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, lower down. Let's tuck the toes and push it back into downward facing dog. We're lifting the left leg nice and high as you breathe in. And as you exhale, we're coming into plank, bringing the knee towards the nose. Place the left foot between the hands and then lower the right knee down. Draw your stomach in, and as you inhale, we're going to lift the arms up and find our way into our Anjali Asana, our crescent lunge. Tailbone drawing down, stomach in, chest up, breathing in. And as you exhale, release your shoulders down. So here, it's important to be considerate of your body. If you feel that your back doesn't want to go all the way into extension, if it hurts, if you're having sciatic pain, stay where you feel you're in extension. You're lifting as you breathe in. As you exhale, release the shoulders away from your ears, shoulder blades supporting your back. Waist in, glutes switched on. Last one, breathe in. As you exhale, we're gonna lean it back, reach it back. Let's bring the arms back up and then bring the hands down to the floor. For an easy twist, we sweep the left hand back and reach the left arm up. So you don't have to always take the variation that seems hardest. We're here thinking about finding space and releasing. So we're inhaling. As you exhale, we're twisting, moving from the right places, stomach in and twisting from the waist. Shoulders are down the back, away from the ears. Both arms are active. Last one. As you exhale, we're going to twist a little bit more. Look up, reach up, and then release your hands down to the floor. We're moving the hips forward and back. Just moving your hips forward and back or back and forward, trying to keep the connection of your stomach and your thigh, chest and your knee. Thinking about the space in your lower back and thinking about the length in your hamstrings. Your breathing should remain smooth and controlled. Again, we're not going to hold the stretch. So the next time we have the weight on the left foot, we're tucking the toes under on the right and we're lifting back and up into downward facing dog. So we've done a few downward facing dogs that are knees down and just lifting into a cobra, but you can feel free to lift into an upward facing dog and lower your body into chaturanga if that suits you, if that suits your practice for today. So we just inhale forward into a high plank. Leading with the chest. As you exhale, we're going to lower the body halfway down. Inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Breathing in through your nose. And breathing out. Good. Inhaling. And exhaling. Okay. So, again, right leg lifts as you breathe in, lift it up nice and high. As you exhale, we're going to bring the right knee to the right arm, squeeze, 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 and hold. Inhale, send your right leg back and up. As you exhale, we're gonna come forward and twist. Bring your right knee to your left arm. Squeeze, 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 and hold. Inhale, back and up. Feel free to lower your right leg or just inhale into plank. And on this exhale, we're gonna lower the body all the way down. So chest is forward, stomach in. We're gonna lower the body all the way down. Releasing the left leg. Bend the right knee so the sole of the right foot points to the sky, and then lift the right knee off the floor. We're rolling to a seated position, right foot flat to the floor, right hand is in front of us, palm facing up, and we're gonna inhale to lift and sweep the right hand back, inhaling. Reaching for your fingertips, and then lower the body down. Rolling back onto your belly. Let's tuck the toes, suck your stomach in, and push back. We'll go to the left side. As you inhale, lift it up. As you exhale, bring your knee towards your left arm. Spread the fingers, straight arm, squeeze and hold. Inhale, push it back and up. As you exhale, we're gonna come forward and twist. Bring your left knee to your right. Inhale, back and up. You can keep the leg in the air or you can release it down. We're just coming forward as you breathe in. And coming down. Release the right leg and bend the left knee. Lift the left thigh off the mat, pushing the heel towards the sky. Again, creating strength in the back of your body, rolling onto your right sit bones. Left hand's in front of you, palm facing up. And we're gonna lift the hips, reaching back, and then lower down. Bringing your left hand down, rolling onto your belly. Tuck your toes, stomach in, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Nice long breaths in. And nice long breaths out. Good. Inhaling. And exhaling. We can use that sequence for back strengthening. It will help you to be an extension, but we're using the glutes, the shoulders to help support the spine as we extend back. We're gonna do a little bit more flowing. So we'll lift the right leg as you inhale, lift it up nice and high. And as you exhale, we're bringing the right knee to the right shoulder. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let's release the right foot to the floor and lower the left knee down. Release the back of the left foot and we'll take the left elbow down first. The outside elbow goes down first and then the inside elbow comes down. So here we're in a lizard pose. We can use our lizard again to find space in our hips, in the flexion of the right leg in this case and the left leg, the hip flexor. Just try to be soft, try to release the shoulders, try not to round your back too much, so gently look forward. And as you breathe in, you might find your chest move slightly forward. And as you exhale, sink into the floor. So this is a pose, feel free to pause the video anytime you like. This is a pose that you can hold for a few minutes if that's what feels good for you. But we're just here today for about 6 breaths, maybe 8 breaths, breathing in and breathing out. If your foot needs to lift off the mat, your knee needs to fall to the side, that's okay. Give your hips that space. But otherwise, just try to keep the foot close to the floor. Keep your knee quite close to your shoulder. Let's bring the hands flat to the floor. And we'll tuck the toes. And we'll send the right leg back and up for downward facing dog. Feel free to flow into your plank and lower down. But if it's painful in your back, you can stay in downward facing dog. So for lizard on the left leg, we'll lift the left leg up. And then we'll bring the left knee to the left shoulder. We're placing the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And then we lower the right knee down. Make sure your hips are close to the floor. Make sure there's space underneath shoulders of both hands. Right elbow comes down first, and then left elbow comes down. We're inhaling and exhaling. So remember that both hips might not be the same. Left hip and right hip might be different. So we'll focus on where we feel the tightness And as you exhale, we're going to breathe away that stress. The stress could be in your upper back, it could be in your shoulders. It doesn't have to always be in the thighs or the hips. It could be in your neck. You can let your head be soft if it's really in your neck and you feel it really tight. Just try to focus on your breathing. Soft exhale breaths, releasing tension. Again, that must be about 5 breaths. We'll do 2 more. As I bring my hands flat to the floor, I'm going to tuck my toes under on my back leg. So I make that leg strong. And just to give you a little bit of strength here, we'll hook the leg first and then send the leg back for downward facing dog. I'm not sure if I sent it up the last time. So you can send it up or you just bring it down, it's okay, right? So just to not have you work so hard, lower your knees to the mat. Cross your ankles, hands by your heels, just sit down, right? So those poses can be done as many times as you like. They can be all held for different numbers of breaths for different lengths. You're really doing them in exploration, looking for space. And when you look for the space, when you're exploring, it's really important that you don't move through pain. So we're looking for, I want to say, a joyous practice, a happy practice, a practice that is free of stress, okay? Because your lower back is often a place that holds a lot of tension. We want to try to let that tension disappear, okay? So again, we're looking for some strengthening and some opening in the hips. We'll bring the left shin across the body. So the left shin is parallel to the mat, and bring the right knee onto the mat. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the sole of the left foot to touch the right thigh. The left hand is in front of you. Sorry, the left hand is behind you. The right hand is in front of you, palm facing up. And we're sweeping the right hand to the left as you breathe in. And as you exhale, we're gonna open up. So if it's super tight for you, just come down and come up again, breathing in. But if you're comfortable, you can hold it for 3 or 4 breaths, creating strength in your shoulder and in your lower back. So we're making that chain, that posterior chain of muscles, support the front of the body. That gives you a nice extension. See if you can look up towards the sky, open up, and then we're coming down towards the floor. As we bring the right hand down, we'll sweep the hands in front. So we're looking for 2 right angles with the legs. We'll move the left shin slightly forward and the right knee slightly back. And inhale to lift. As you exhale, walk the hands forward and then release the forehead onto the floor. Now, there should be no pain in your left knee and you should feel level in your hips, okay? Just slow your breathing. Let your body be soft. If you're finding it difficult to get your forehead on the mat, rest your forehead on the back of your forearms or the back of your hands. Just try to be as relaxed as you can be here. Often some of the muscles that are holding your back in tension will be your abductors, your piriformis, your glutes. So this is an opportunity to soften them while at the same time lengthening your lower back. We'll just give it one more inhale breath and one more exhale breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Take your time up as you come up. So what we're looking for, it doesn't really matter which way you sit on your mat. We're just looking for you to be sitting upright on your mat with the sole of your right foot now touching the thigh of the left foot, okay? We want the right hand to be behind us on the mat and the left hand is in front of us. You're sweeping your left hand towards the right and you're pushing your hips forward and lifting up. If it's uncomfortable, it's okay to come down and you continuously can come up and down, or if it's comfortable for you, come up and hold it, strengthening and opening your hips at the same time. Breathing in and breathing out. Just taking your time, inhaling and exhaling. Slowly release your body down to the floor and we'll just sweep the hands forward. We're looking for 2 90-degree angles with the legs. So right shin in front of you. You might move your left knee slightly back so it's in line with your left hip. Inhale to lift your chest. And as you exhale, walk your hands forward. Let your head drop down. So this pose is like a variation of a pigeon pose. We're looking for length in the muscles that open the hip, open the leg to the side, okay? You can replace this pose with a pigeon pose if you like, but it's a nice variation. It's a nice option so that you can open your hips in a slightly different way. Instead of constantly doing the same poses in the same way, you can look for similar poses that can be done in different ways and allow you to really stretch different fibers, open your hips in different ways. Remember, it's just about being comfortable, no pain in your knees or your hips, and to be breathing smoothly in and out through your nose. One more inhale. One more exhale. Good, let's take our time as we come up. Okay, and we're almost finished. Yeah, we're almost finished. We're just gonna bring the feet to the front of your mat, but with your knees bent, your feet flat to the floor. We're reaching the arms forward, breathing in, sitting up nice and tall. As you exhale, we're gonna tuck the tailbone towards the toes and we're rounding the back. So chin moves slightly towards your chest, but don't collapse. Just rounding your back, looking for your spine to articulate, trying to get those vertebrae to touch them out one at a time. It doesn't need to be this slow. It doesn't need to be an ab workout. Once we're on the floor, head down on the mat, hands flat to the floor, bend your knees. Your feet are flat to the floor. We're gonna keep the knees in line with the hips and release the hands flat to the floor, right? We're just moving into a half wheel. Before we move up into our wheel, there's lots of ways to do wheel. There's lots of ways to do wheel. It really matters not too much on the inhale and the exhale. Whichever variation of your breath gives you energy to lift is fine. But in this particular variation, we're gonna try to do the wheel with the abs switched on and the core nice and tight, so we maintain the space in the lower back. Palms are flat to the floor. As you inhale, we're gonna tilt the tailbone towards the toes. As you exhale, we're gonna push into the mat and lift up, okay? So it might not be the biggest expression of flexibility, but we're gonna keep the ribs in tight and the glutes are switched on, the legs are switched on. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling. One more inhale breath and one more exhale breath. Take your time, and we're gonna just again look for the articulation, bringing the spine onto the mat one vertebrae at a time. We'll bring the feet together and the knees apart, and we'll bring the hands onto the belly. So we're breathing in and breathing out. A soft belly, you can feel your stomach rise as you inhale. So it's a big pot belly. As you exhale, let your belly fall. So all of that breathing deeply into your lungs will help soften your back. Let's bring the hands towards the knees. Bring the knees into the chest. Maybe give your knees a squeeze into your armpits. And we're going for a supine twist. Breathing in. As you exhale, we let the knees fall to the right. Keeping your left shoulder on the floor. You can bring your right hand onto your left knee if you like. You can take any variation of a twist, but your left shoulder stays on the floor. We're inhaling and exhaling. You can take as many breaths as you like here, play with the variations that you understand in this pose, but just try to keep the focus on balancing. So from 4 or 5 breaths, we're gonna go to the opposite side, lifting the left knee up. So lifting the left knee up so that the back isn't stressed, lifting the right knee too. Taking an inhale breath, knees over chest. As you exhale, let your knees fall to the left side. Keeping the right shoulder on the floor. Take a nice long breath in and a nice long breath out. So for those of you with tight lower backs, you will definitely feel the release here. But those of you that are practicing often and you're bendy, good at twisting, go ahead and take a variation. Do whatever, looking for a self-practice. So videos online, they're there for you to acquire knowledge that you can take with you and practice on your own. There's no teacher to correct you, so you have to be your own teacher, own instructor, and learn how to pace yourself and to reprogram your body so that it gets to where you need it to go. Let's lift the right knee up and the left knee follows, And we'll hug the knees into the chest. Feel free to go into a happy baby for a couple of breaths. When you're ready, bring your knees in, release your feet down, and let your feet slide along your mat. We're looking for feet hip distance, hands by your sides, neck is long, soft breathing in and out. So today I'm actually going to leave you in Savasana. You can stay and enjoy your Savasana for as long as you like. There's no rush. Savasana being a very supportive pose for your body. Stay and enjoy the stillness that you've created from your practice, yeah? The balance that you've created. There's no rush, okay? Hopefully we'll see you again for another practice online with Fora and 3Tribes. My name's Uday. It was really nice taking you through this class today. See you soon. Namaste.